Well, you guessed it, it's Sunday, so it's time for another Hook of the Week. Let's dive into that bucket and see what we can find this week. I've been looking at this partially done pair of tongs since we started this. And this is a bizarre pair of tongs. The reason it's not finished is this jaw was started off flat stock, and this is just a piece of 3/8 that was MIG welded onto there. Probably a workable idea. I'm not sure why I never finished them, other than I just probably decided it was cheating. But let's go ahead and make a hook out of this, which seems perfectly appropriate for the blacksmith shop. So now I think for this, we want to keep it looking like tongs, and we can either put the regular hole through here and make a hook that comes up this way, or we can put a hole through here and make the hook come out this way. I think that's what I'm inclined to do. We might even put 2 holes so it's more stable. I'll still go ahead and drill a hole through here so it looks like it needs a rivet. Looks more like a pair of tongs that way. But then we'll flatten this out into kind of a long taper and roll that up for the hook so it's got some sort of character and isn't just a round bar with a hook. Because it is so easy to just make a hook out of round bar, we'll do something a little bit different. But I think this hole through the boss has to be drilled because there's a weld in there. And I think if I try to punch that, I'm going to end up breaking that arc weld, which is one reason I don't like arc welds in forge work. So I'll mark that, and while I'm drilling, I'll just go ahead and drill these holes as well. This will be a pretty quick, simple hook. So I'll put a 5/16 hole in here because it's typically what I put in a pair of tongs. So with our holes drilled in our tong, we've got 2 for bolts and 1 to assemble the tongs if we were really assembling these as tongs. But remember, we're making hooks. So let's put this in the forge and draw this out and make a nice big fancy hook out of it. So I'm just going to draw this out in kind of a long fishtail effect here. And try and give it the flatness that sorts clear up into here. I'm not going to flatten all that because I think it makes it a little bit weaker to go too far. But I do want it to blend nicely. Hooks don't have to be complicated to be interesting. I think just this kind of a taper really adds a lot to a hook. Remember, the point of this series is to challenge myself and to hopefully inspire you to challenge yourself by using whatever's in that bucket. I'm not suggesting you make a half a pair of tongs just to make a hook like this, but if you like it, you're more than welcome to do that. So I think that's shaped nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and scroll that up a little bit, and I think I'm going to make that a fairly tight, compact scroll. I'm only making it this tight because this is so long. I could have cut it off. I don't think that would be cheating the process at all, but just try to do what seems right at the time. Tomorrow I might have tackled this project differently. So that's a pretty fancy little scroll for the end of a hook. Let's go to our little scroll jig here to bend this. And once again, I've put the tripod right in my way. Let's see if I can do this without having to move the tripod. There we go. So that's a pretty big, ornate hook for such an odd idea, but I kind of like it. So now it's really just a matter of getting everything in line so your hook doesn't look all drunken. Really kind of an interesting idea here. And that, of course, is going to hang out from the wall, the thickness of the boss there. Trying to make sure it's all straight. As always, I hope you have time in your day to get out to your shop, but be safe, wear your safety glasses. We'll see you for the next one.